everyone. Welcome to Shell Point Today for Monday, August 24th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. Welcome back. We've been gone for a bit, but now you'll have to put up with us again as we're back to bring you more information and stories about Shell Point.
On today's program, we'll give you all the details about tomorrow's concert at the Village Church with Woodworks. And we'll take a look at some of the residents who attended a big celebration that took place recently at the Arbor.
But first, we want to tell you about the dining outing tonight on Captiva at Mucky Duck. This location oozes with island ambience and delectable entrees that will feed your inner island dweller. The casual dining experience embarks at 4 p.m. with pickups on the island.
Another dining opportunity you can catch is tomorrow morning. You'll travel aboard Shell Point's Susie Q to Fort Myers Beach for a picnic at Bowditch Point Park. A turkey sandwich with chips, cookie, and water will be provided for $10 per person. Enjoy your lunch and explore this nature preserve and recreation area with panoramic bay views, trails, picnic tables, swimming, showers, and restrooms. The Susie Q launches at 10 a.m. with an approximate return time of 2 p.m.
If you've been missing the soulful sounds of brass horns, woodwinds, and percussions out at the Woodlands Commons, have no worries, because Jazz and Stuff returns starting this Wednesday. This dynamic group of resident musicians and singers will perform at 2:30 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, so come on out.
While we're on the subject of music, it's time for another season of singing. The Shell Point Singers will resume their weekly rehearsals today at 3:15 p.m. All residents interested in singing are welcome. You can register by attending this first rehearsal in the choir room of the Village Church. Also, the Village Church Choir will resume its weekly rehearsals this Wednesday at 5:45 p.m. This choir sings the best of traditional and contemporary sacred music that it shares regularly during the worship services and holiday concerts at the church.
'Tis the season for children everywhere to head back to school. It's also registration time for the fall semester of the Academy of Lifelong Learning right here at Shell Point. It seems no matter your age, the learning never stops. Just remember, no pulling of Sally's hair or throwing chalkboard erasers in class. For more information, be sure to review the Academy brochure for classes you are interested in, and don't forget that some courses require sign-up.
And finally, tomorrow there will be a library book talk in the Social Center. Glenna Irwin of Turbin will be reviewing Sue Monk Kidd's bestseller, The Invention of Wings. The novel takes us to Charleston, South Carolina in the early 1800s. The story is told through the eyes of two women, one a slave and the other free. Join us at 2:15 for the book review, followed by a discussion and refreshments.
Tomorrow night, another installment of the summer concert series takes place at the Village Church. This will be a very unique concert of percussion and marimba instruments. The performers call themselves Woodworks, and as Kate Sullivan explains, on a hot summer night at the church, you'll enjoy a cornucopia of music from these talented musicians.
Hello, I'm Kate Sullivan, one of your neighbors from Eagles Preserve. I'm here today to talk to you about the summer concert series here at Shell Point. We are so fortunate to live in a community that provides us with quality musical entertainment all year long. I'm especially delighted when Shell Point features some of our highly talented local musicians. The Woodworks Marimba Ensemble is just such a group of musicians. These are Floridians who work in local symphonies as well as perform in this unique group. I've had the opportunity to be involved with Woodworks when they were the featured guest artists several times with the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra in Punta Gorda. The first time I saw them setting up their instruments for a rehearsal, I wondered what the conductor had been making such a big deal about. After all, they were assembling what looked to me like xylophones, but boy was I wrong. A marimba is made entirely of wood. Therefore, the sound it produces is very mellow and inviting to hear. I, quite frankly, was blown away by the sound. I sat mesmerized as these musicians deftly moved their mallets over the wooden keyboards with alacrity. Depending on what selection they were playing, it became a blur of hands and mallets flying over the keyboards. So now they are coming to perform for us, here, right in our community. On what will most likely be a hot summer night in August, we will be able to sit in air-conditioned comfort at the village church and listen to Woodwork as they play a veritable cornucopia of music for us. We can expect to hear selections from the classical world, a Scott Joplin rag, some traditional Mexican music, a Sousa march, as well as some popular selections. The Woodworks singer will add vocal stylings along with the marimba sound. Tom Suda, Todd Betts, and the rest of the group are excited to come here and play for us. In past concerts, they have taken time to explain about their unique instruments. They are, quite rightly, very proud of these beautiful instruments. I invite you to join me in the audience to enjoy this concert. Woodworks will be here Tuesday, August 25th at 7:30 p.m. If you haven't already purchased the summer series, you can contact either the Island or Woodlands service desk and purchase your ticket. The cost is $20 and will be billed to your resident account. I hope to see you there. I can't wait.
10 years ago, 18 Shell Point residents moved into a new assisted living facility located at the Woodlands. While some may have been apprehensive at first, not wanting to give up any of their independence, what they soon found out was that this was the perfect place for them to call home and remain as independent as they wanted to be. In celebration of the Arbor's 10-year anniversary, residents recently attended a special dinner. We were able to visit with some of the very first occupants to move in, who still live there today.
We are at the Arbor this evening, and we are celebrating our 10th anniversary. We are enjoying a celebratory dinner with the residents of the Arbor. We have invited some honored guests, and those guests include the first 18 residents who moved into the Arbor 10 years ago and who are still living here at the Arbor today. So they are our honored guests, in addition to several of our executive staff who are going to join us for dinner this evening.
10 years. It just seems like yesterday, and that's what the people at my table were saying. It seems like it just went away just in a short period of time. And yet, what a beautiful facility it was when we all came and greeted each other in this beautiful place. And now we've been enjoying it for 10 years.
11 years ago, Peter Dice told us, you can't be too young or too healthy to move into assisted living. So I thought, I was alone at the time, maybe it would be wise for me.
I moved here 10 years ago, in August, and I felt like I was in a 5-star hotel.
By moving into the Arbor with all their amenities of health and food and the way they take care of us, we've added to our life.
I didn't have to get acclimated. I just moved in, and here I was, and that was 10 years ago, and I was super active.
I still live totally independently. For example, Monday I was at Key West, and I hopped on a little seaplane and went over to the Dry Tortugas because I wanted to explore that area. I'm still interested in doing things and going around. Living in the Arbor doesn't mean I'm restricted in any way at all. Of course, I don't have to go away. We have all kinds of activities here.
They have an excellent activities program. They have all kinds of programs for the people. The Arbor does all they can to make sure we are well taken care of too.
I think it's great And I think one of the very best things they have is the country kitchen. That's super because you meet people that way and you just walk down the hall and have breakfast. There you are. It's wonderful. To me, it's got everything you need and more too. And I've been very happy here. The time has flown by.
I have a dental appointment next week. Oh well, I could hop on the bus. I could go over there. I don't have to. I live in the Arbor. I have a driver. She'll take me right over there, make sure I get there on time. She'll get me back in time for lunch. I may not want to go into the dining room for lunch that day, but I don't have to. I'll just ask them to bring me dinner, my lunch upstairs in my room. They'll bring it to me. They'll ask me what I want. I probably want some poached eggs. I know it's not on the menu, but they'll bring me poached eggs anyway. They spoil us.
I didn't move here because I needed the help. I moved here because of the convenience of the meals and eating with people.
They built a beautiful place. It's as good as any place. And the people, the management, when they're making decisions, the residents come first.
The people are very nice, and they want to help you and please you, and that's important too, you know. So I don't have anything uncomplimentary to say.
Rita, I don't think that's enough credit for all she does do. She does a wonderful job of keeping the Arbor first class. She does a wonderful job of making sure the Arbor is taking care of the people completely and thoroughly. She fits right in and makes all the residents fit right in.
I see this assisted living as an ideal solution between independence and total care. We can still live independently as long as we can, but when you don't feel well and you push a button or pull a chain and somebody's there before you turn around to help you with whatever you need. I didn't think I'd ever need anybody. I have several times. They're right there to help us. It's wonderful.
If I need anything, I call for help. And I play the piano here on Sunday nights and up in the mezzanine. I was a piano teacher at one time. So I'm very fortunate. I have a happy life.
We have more time to do things we want to do. I'm learning to be a cashier for the first time in my life. I'm having the best time learning to be a cashier. Whatever, anything we want. It's all here for us.
But the way the Arbor is configured, you don't get the feeling of being cramped in at any place, and it's absolutely clean, spotless, and wonderfully done. And they keep right on top of everything. Everything is done very professionally.
I think they've done it all, and a very good job. The help is super.
It's fabulous, incredible. Peter was right. It's the answer to the future.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Happenings segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and I'm going to go over the activities that we offer for you today at Shell Point. We're going to start at 8 o'clock with the men's round robin tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. And at 8:45 we have virtual bowling. That's going on in the Resident Activity Center. Billiards will be at 9:15 in the Resident Activity Center. Also at 9:15 we have the Lollygaggers kayakers leaving from the kayak storage facility. And then we have a 9:15 pottery instruction session down in the pottery studio as well. At 10 o'clock we have men's round robin doubles tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. Our Susie Q boat goes to Matanzas on the Bay. That leaves at 10 o'clock if you've signed up. The Disciple Men's Bible Study Group will be in the game room of the Woodlands at 10:30. At 10:45, the table tennis clinic will be going on down in the Tarpon room. We have Bar Basics, a Health Connections class at 11:30 down in the Health Club, and that's currently full. We're going to start the afternoon activities today with Mahjong in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 12 o'clock. We have a Health Connections class at 1:15, Beauty for You with Mirabella Cosmetics at the Social Center. That's currently full. Samba, the card game, will be in the Resident Activities Center at 1:15. And at 1:45, we have another Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility, Training Level 1 in the Health Club. Tone Chimes will be in the Osprey Room at 1:15. At 3 o'clock, it's time for Pilates Stretch. That's down in the Health Club. Our Shell Point Singers rehearsal will be going on at the choir room at the Village Church at 3:15. And at 4 o'clock, we head to the Mucky Duck dinner outing on Captiva Island. The court pickups begin on the island at 4 o'clock, 4:10 for the Woodlands and 4:20 for Eagles Preserve. At 5 o'clock, the singles table at the Crystal Dining Room will be available. Our last activity of the day is 6:30 Duplicate Bridge. Now that'll be in the game room of the Woodlands. Well, that's our lineup for today, and we will see you back here again tomorrow.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is chicken coq au vin with quinoa and roasted tomatoes. The dinner special is Old Home Cooking Night for $11.95, and the soup of the day is Senate Bean. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a grilled meatloaf sandwich on rye with fries for $7.75. The dinner special is roast pork tenderloin over mixed greens with berry vinaigrette for $8.75. And the Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. A local Florida story caught my attention recently. In fact, it received the attention of the international news media. A retired medic who had served with the army in Vietnam, 77-year-old Vladislav Samsonov, known to everyone simply as Sam, worked as a Florida toll collector. For nearly 3 decades, Sam had worked at the Gasparilla Island Bridge toll booth. Now, Sam was a man of principle. One day, he turned the Bush family's Secret Service agents down when they tried to cross the toll booth gate without the required payment. A former sheriff's deputy on the island took that call from a disgruntled Secret Service man who said they shouldn't have to pay. "Of course you have to pay, Sam. Even we have to pay," the sheriff's deputy said. Another time, many years ago, General Norman Schwarzkopf was scheduled to speak at the Boca Grande Club. When he came up to the toll booth, he said, "I'm General Norman Schwarzkopf." "It's good to meet you, sir," Sam responded. "I have a speaking engagement at the Boca Grande Club," the general replied. "Well, that's wonderful," Sam said, "and that will be $3.20. When Schwarzkopf told Sam that he didn't have any money, Sam told him to pull over and pull onto the side, and then he called Boca Grande Club, and they sent someone right down to pay his toll for him. Anyway, one day recently, a car pulled up at the toll booth pulling a trailer. But Sam mistakenly hit the car button in the booth, not the car with trailer button. So the motorist paid for 2 axles instead of 3. Wanting his register to balance with the axle count on the toll booth video, Sam then put $5.50 of his own money in the till. The next day, when the same vehicle passed, the driver refunded the $5.50 he had underpaid the day before. So Sam retrieved what he had kindly forked out. All was well that ended well. Not so in this case. Sam had been caught on tape putting money from his pocket into the register, and his employer was not amused, as this was against the rules. The Gasparilla Island Bridge Authority, knowing that Sam was planning to reduce his hours to 3 days per week, then offered him only 2, if he wanted to keep his job. Sam took this hard, seeing it as an offensive punishment. "If I can't be trusted for 4 days, how can I be trusted for 2 days?" he queried. "There was no crime committed. I just helped someone out." The company wouldn't budge, however. So he then informed them that he would quit, which led to their showing him the door. After 29 years, you can't help feeling this way, he said.
And I gave children suckers 22, 23 years ago. Now I'm giving those children suckers for their children.
Sam said he'll reach out to the local hospital to become a volunteer just a few days a week to keep himself busy. But he'll miss the people he used to meet at the toll booth. There was no pension involved in the toll bridge work. He had a good one from the military, so he didn't need the money. Now, there are undoubtedly some details that are not included in this story. For example, this was not the first time Sam had been caught helping motorists with his own money when they didn't have enough change for the toll, which he knew was against the company's rules. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 3, verse 6, that the letter of the law kills, but the spirit of the law gives life. In our story, the Gasparilla Island Bridge Authority kept the letter of the law, while Sam kept the spirit of the law. The letter of the law said, in effect, don't bail people out with personal money. The spirit of the law said, I'll see that one way or the other, the Gasparilla Island Bridge Authority gets every penny it's due. Unfortunately, with his spirit crushed, Sam's pride pushed him to resign rather than to accept the company's offer. The company's lack of grace for an old man who had served with honor for 29 years and was loved by all the locals deprived him of his job. In the New Testament, Pharisees are seen as people who place the letter of the law above the spirit of the law. Jesus did not come to abolish the law God gave to Moses, but to fulfill it. His purpose was to encourage people to look beyond the letter of the law to the spirit of the law, the principles behind the commandments and the law's intention. Jesus said all the law can be summed up in this: love God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. His story about the Good Samaritan, which is recorded in Luke chapter 10, illustrates this. A traveler who is beaten by robbers is ignored by a priest and a Levite, but then rescued and compassionately cared for by none other than a Samaritan who was despised by the self-righteous Jewish people in those days. Both the priest and the Levite follow their prescribed regulations dutifully, yet they don't lift a finger to help the injured traveler. They keep the letter of the law. The Samaritan, on the other hand, goes beyond simply tending to the injured man. He puts him on his donkey, takes him to an inn, and gives money for his care. He keeps the spirit of the law. And the spirit of the law trumped the letter of the law. Sam received massive support in the social media, while the Bridge Authority was vilified. His story reminds us of the importance of living by the spirit of the law rather than the letter of the law. As the old book reminds us, the letter kills, but the spirit gives life. And thank you for tuning in once again to Village Church Connections.
We want to thank you for joining us on Shell Point today for Monday, August 24th. On tomorrow's program, Robin Church from the Island Salon will share some nail polish products with us, and Joyce Crawley will talk about spending this Thanksgiving not with family, but on a Caribbean cruise with her Shell Point friends. Until then, I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. On behalf of the entire staff here at SPTV, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again here tomorrow.